being stolen. That is what we would attempt to look at and see how it is. You can have a grandmother that has had a gun in her closet for 50 years that the passing of her husband or whatever, she didn't even realize it may have been there. There are plausible explanations. Not everything is a punishment. However, is some of the comments and stuff that have been out there, you have to wonder where some of these people are getting their guns over and over and over again, and it's probably not from the legal, I mean, due to the straw purchases where the loopholes are that we're trying to put a liability on those that continually are doing the straw purchasing. I believe, to answer your question, you would probably have, just in the few seconds that you have made mention here, probably have a very plausible explanation on where the last time you saw the weapon, when you cleaned the things. There's some of the things that we would probably ask in the investigation.
And that would be after the legislature acts. I mean, we're just passing a resolution.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's after the legislature acts.
But on a straw purchase type of thing, you probably would not be liable at all. You would probably have a very plausible explanation that would be believable.
Well, that points to what I'm trying to say. As a responsible person, if my guns are stolen, I'm supposed to immediately, not 72 hours, report them immediately, so that if something were to happen, I am.
Yeah, I think from the time that you know that they're missing.
But currently, if nothing would happen to them currently, because there's no, whether you knew it or not now, there's no law in the books, so nothing would happen to you.
But the point I'm trying to make is responsibility.
Yes.
You are responsible for your weapons. If they're stolen, you must report them. 72 hours, that's almost a week, a little better than a week. That's a long time. Report them immediately. Report them to whoever's in charge, you report them to. And I applaud City Council for taking a step toward this issue. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question as a gun owner?
Sure.
Would the fact that there's a law out there make you a little hesitant about being a gun owner? Would it make you hesitant about being a gun owner if this law was in place?
Oh, no. I've been a gun owner since 16 years old. So, no, it wouldn't make me hesitant.
Thank you very much.
Nor myself either, and I have plenty of them myself.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Anyone else? Mr. Williams?
Franklin Williams, 528 West Market Street. I have not spoken on this before, mainly because, somewhat like you, Joe, I have struggled to understand why what seemed to me like a small hill has been fought over so long and hard. I don't own a gun, but I respect the right of people to own them. We've had people come in here and say this law is not needed because all responsible gun owners would report quickly, as Mr. Carter said, would report the loss or theft of a gun. Well, we don't have laws that pertain to the responsible people. We make laws on account of the irresponsible people. I believe you need to view this question before you, not with your heart, because I think we all grieve when our children and young people kill each other on our streets. Anyone who doesn't has no conscience at all, no soul. I think you need to give it a look with your mind and try to decide as best you can on the basis of everything you've heard. Is this some small part of an effort to reduce gun violence that will not catch up innocent people and punish them along with the guilty. Try to blow the chaff away and leave the grain in your thinking. Both sides have brought in people from outside the city, probably even from outside the state. So that doesn't matter. Whether or not this law will work without hurting innocent people, polls are irrelevant. Most of the people who responded to polls didn't have time to really think about it or study it. They had a question thrown at them. I don't care whether 10% or 96% favor or oppose. They shouldn't make up your mind. As I said, I have struggled to understand why this small hill would be fought over so long and hard, because like a couple of previous speakers, I can think of some other things that we could probably do that I think would help more. One of which is, as they indicated, our judges and courts need to take more seriously. I'm sorry, adults can be taught to read, to swim, to fly an airplane, but if a young person, tragic as this fact is, I think it's true, if a child grows up to 16 or 17 or 18 with no sense of right and wrong and no conscience, we all need to be protected against him or her. And until the judges and the courts, all other things are good. All other efforts to reach young people, to reach children, but for those hopefully few whom we fail to reach, the judges and the courts need to protect the rest of us from them. They will find ways to get weapons. They will find ways. But the question is this measure likely to be some help to reduce the ease with which, I suspect on our city streets and back alleys, young people can get guns more easily than jobs, and that's something we need to work on and address. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr.
Good luck.
Commissioner, let me ask you one question. Okay. Now, we're talking about responsible gun owner. And if there is, I mean, I have a gun in my house. My husband has a gun in my house. I check these guns, one gun we have, just like I do my car. I want to know what those guns are. And if you watch television, you will see that people that have legal gun is shooting the whole family. The whole family is being, just about last week, the kids that take the guns from the grandparents, all the parents go to the school and shoot all these people. So, you know, but I have one point that's a little different that I think we have to face reality. You know that we have young women, they're poor, and some these young men come in, of course, they're criminal, some of it, and they can obtain a gun. So what to do to use this young lady that doesn't have a criminal background, so she can get a gun as long as she's 18 years old. She go back and give it to him. As the law is right now, if that gun is involved in a crime, okay, if they go back to the young lady, what kind of punishment she will get as a now?
I think Cameron could probably better answer that one.